Chapter 9 Self-Care During Dedicated. Your physical and mental health are just important as your study schedule. In this chapter, I discuss the role of sleep, nutrition, exercise, and mindfulness during your dedicated study period. You'll learn how to build a self-care routine that supports your study and helps you avoid burnout. And so what you can expect is practical strategies for prioritizing sleep, hydration, and balanced meals, techniques like daily mantras and meditation to manage your stress and anxiety, how to stay connected with family and friends while setting boundaries for your study time, and more. The importance of self-care. Studying for step 1 can feel all-consuming. With so much at stake, it's easy to fall into the trap of studying 12 hours a day, neglecting sleep, and letting your mental and physical health fall by the wayside. But the truth is, if you do not take care of yourself during your dedicated study period, you will risk burning out before you even hit the exam day. Self-care isn't just about feeling good. It's about optimizing your performance. When you're physically and mentally well, your ability to retain information, focus on for long periods of time, and handle your stress during step on a day-to-day basis significantly improves. And there's so much data that supports that. But one of the things that goes first during dedicated is all those things I just mentioned. In this chapter, we'll discuss how to build a self-care routine that supports your study efforts and helps you stay consistent throughout the dedicated without losing your mind. Because if you lose your mind, you ain't getting nobody. So let's talk about sleep. One of the most common mistakes students make during dedicated is sacrificing sleep for more study time. That's a big mistake. Sleep is essential for memory consolidation, problem solving, and cognitive function. All the things you need to perform well in step 1 is really predicated on getting sleep. You don't get sleep, you can't do those things, and then you're not going to do well. That's just what it is. So memory consolidation, right? Sleep helps you solidify the material you've studied during the day. Without adequate rest, your brain does not have the resources or time it needs to process and store that information for long-term use. Cognitive performance. Studies show that sleep deprivation impairs focus, decision-making, and the ability to process complex information. Exactly the things you need to get through these clinical vignettes on STEP. And so how much sleep do you actually need? How much is enough? Aim for about 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, especially during those most intense study days. Create a bedtime routine that helps you wind down and stick to it. If possible, try to go to bed and wake up at the same times every day. And if you can't sleep for 7 to 8 hours, just plan on carving out time to just be in your bed for that amount of time. You don't need to be on your feet. All that stuff could wait till tomorrow or later. It's like if you're going to study hard, you got to rest hard too. That's just what it is. Use daily mantras and meditation. Step 1 is as much of a mental challenge as it is an academic one. Anxiety, stress, self-doubt, they could just creep in, especially during the exam day and as the exam day approaches. I tell you, week of the exam, couple of days before the exam, anxiety is through the roof. But it doesn't have to be detrimental. That's why it's important to have a consistent strategy in place for how you manage your mental health. You don't want to get caught slipping. That's just what it is. One technique that worked well for me was just starting each day with the personal mantra and incorporating some meditation routines throughout the day. And so this is what I did. I had a daily mantra, and each morning I would spend about a few minutes saying just a mantra that I created myself to center myself, set a positive tone for the day, and you could choose whatever resonates with you. But the goal is to reinforce positive thinking and build confidence. If you don't hear anything good from anybody else, at least you heard it from yourself. And that's something that you can bank on. And you can control that too. And if you need to do that 2 or 3 times a day, be my guest. And then I have a midday meditation. So around 3:30 every day, I just told my Alexa, rain, sleet, or snow, give me a notification at 3:30 p.m. every single day and tell me to do a 10-minute to 15-minute meditation session. I used the same audio track. I used the same time. I was in the same spot. It was like clockwork. And this allowed me to reset myself mentally, reduce my stress, and refocus for the rest of the day. You can use guided meditation apps, breathing exercises, or simply just sit in silence and focus on your breathing. But at the end of the day, that's something that you could depend on. Just like you could depend on studying that day, you could depend on brushing your teeth. You could depend on eating. You could depend on going to sleep. You could also depend on that daily meditation. These practices may seem small, but they help you stay grounded. They help you manage anxiety, and they help you maintain a healthy mindset throughout this tumultuous period that is dedicated. Stay hydrated and eat nutritious meals. I know we're on medical school and all that stuff, but some things need to just be said because some of y'all be tripping, right? Your brain is an organ, and like any organ, it needs fuel, especially to function at its best. What you eat and what you drink has a direct impact on your energy level, your focus, and your cognitive performance. And so in terms of hydration, make it a habit of drinking water consistently throughout the day. You could drink all this other stuff. With regards to alcohol, probably want to stay away from that as well. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, headaches, and poor concentration. So carry a water bottle, aim for 2 to 3 liters of water, or 6 to 8 cups of water, but don't neglect the water. And if you don't like water, put some Pedialyte packages, or water down some Gatorade, or add some flavoring to it. Don't overdo it, but get your water up. Nutrition, focus on eating balanced meals that include all the stuff: protein, healthy fats, complex carbs. Avoid sugary snacks and energy drinks as much as you can, because they could just spike and just crash your energy levels. Instead, opting for nuts and seeds and berries and leafy greens, right? Like, dedicated. You have nothing else to do but study. And while you're studying, you can invest in all the other things that improve your studying ability. And then timing, right? Try to eat at the same times each day and help to regulate your metabolism and energy level. These are things that we all know to be true that you can control. And the better you do that, the better your gut health is going to be. And the better your gut health, the more your cognitive function is going to be as well. So keeping a consistent meal schedule is also something that allows you to avoid hunger-induced distractions and, help you get through these study sessions. So just eat smart and then take structured breaks. Studying 10 to 12 hours a day can lead to just diminishing returns if you don't give your brain time to rest, right? So regular breaks help you recharge. They help you maintain your focus, especially for the long haul. And so what I normally like to do is give myself, a set period of time of studying. So if the exam is 8 hours or 9 hours, I'm only going to study for 8 or 9 hours, or maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 10. But the goal is to break things down so that I get stuff done during those 10 hours. And then I can enjoy myself, right? And I do that through a Pomodoro method. And so Pomodoro breaks, right? Use the Pomodoro method to break down your study time into manageable chunks. You don't have to carve everything out in an hour. You have 8 to 10 hours a day to do it, right? So, for example, study for 45 minutes, take a 15-minute break, repeat that for 8 cycles. And after that, you're done. This will help you prevent mental fatigue and keep you focused during the study sessions. But more importantly, it allows for you to also live life. In addition to short Pomodoro breaks, you could schedule a longer break in the middle for lunch, maybe take a 30 to 60-minute, step away from the desk, go for a walk, do something you enjoy. This will help you reset your mind and reduce the burnout as well, right? Engaging in hobbies and exercise. Just because you're in dedicated study mode doesn't mean you need to give up everything you enjoy. In fact, engaging in hobbies and regular exercise can help you improve your overall well-being and help you perform better academically. And so if doing push-ups is going to help you get a better score, hey, I would try that out. So exercise, right? Physical activities that boost your blood flow to your brain. It increases your energy level. It reduces your stress. That is physiologically what happens, right? We all know this. So just try to aim for at least 30 minutes of exercise a couple of times a week. Get some fresh air. Just go out and enjoy yourself and go for a run, right? This can be anything from a brisk walk to a full-on workout. Whatever helps you move and clear your mind, put that at the top of the list. Same thing can be said about hobbies. Set aside time each day to engage in something that you love, whether it's reading comics, playing music, watching a show. Having something to look forward to outside of studying will keep you balanced and prevent you from feeling isolated, and also prevent procrastination, right? Think of it as like you put in the work during your study time, and then after you get off work, you get to enjoy yourself. And you can always plan for that before, during, and after your study. Again, we want to maintain social connections. Dedicated, especially for STEP, can feel very isolating because people are so used to working together. And then once dedicated starts, people just, people can't be found, right? And, it's really important to just like maintain all these connections with your friends, your family, or even your study partners. Studying together is also a good thing. Social interactions help reduce stress, and they also give you a sense of support and purpose, especially during this intense period. But you also want to set boundaries. So while it's important to maintain relationships, it's also equally important to let everybody know that you have only so much capacity to do stuff. And so while you'll be studying intensely for these months, you value their support, but they can't be all over you. So communicate your availability clearly to avoid these distractions, but also let people know that you haven't fallen off the face of the earth. And then in terms of study groups, if you thrive in group settings, consider joining a small study group. Reviewing material with others can definitely reinforce those concepts and offer a sense of camaraderie. And also, it's good to bounce ideas off of people because you get insights from just regular conversations. So just be sure to choose study partners that you're able to focus with and commit with, just like you're doing. But it's also finding a balance. You don't need to always study with groups, but there's an opportunity and there's a value in studying with groups if you don't do that already. Any little thing that helps you get past this exam in one piece is worth a try. Protect your peace. Embarking on this journey is undoubtedly one of the most stressful experiences you will face in your medical school journey, especially within the first 2 years. Many physicians who've gone through it all will tell you the same thing. It's one of the hardest times, the most challenging times, and there's no words to fully prepare you for what it's like actually doing in reality. The impact of this process may have on you, both in the short term and the long term, can be really significant. That's why it's crucial for you to approach this with intention, care, and sustainability in mind. If you don't, you'll get caught slipping. You must recognize that you're not only investing in your future as a healthcare professional, but also in you as a person. Balancing this journey in a way that doesn't leave you burned out or jaded is essential, because entering your clinical years exhausted and disillusioned will undoubtedly negatively impact your relationships with medicine and with other people, your peers, your colleagues, so on and so forth. So it's important to find ways to make this process sustainable and fulfilling. It's not just about grinding for a test score, but about nourishing your life along the way. This is the perfect time to prioritize yourself, explore your personal growth outside of medicine, whether it's improving flexibility, picking up a new hobby, diving deeper into anything old. These activities can help provide much needed balance for you, and it can be fulfilling. If you've always wanted to read more books, learn a new skill, commit to self-improvement, now is the time. These positive outlets will not only help you manage stress, but also provide healthy coping mechanisms before it becomes overwhelming. In my own experience, treating extracurricular activities as therapeutic outlets made a world of difference for me. I committed to sleep therapy, ensuring I got 7 to 8 hours of rest each night. I would always begin my day with comic therapy, with spending about an hour reading from a long list of comics that I've always wanted to finish. As an artist, I gave myself art therapy, dedicating an hour to just sketching, brainstorming comic ideas, and exploring character designs that have been just living in my head, but I never had the opportunity to materialize because of the demands of medical school, right? Music therapy became another outlet for me as well. After my cousin and my godbrother, who was a music producer, passed away, I decided to honor his memory by learning how to play music on his old instruments. Instead of letting it be donated, I took it as sort of a way to keep his legacy going. And these outlets didn't just help me manage stress. They helped me find a joy and maintain a balance during an otherwise difficult time. The reality is, dedicated study for step 1 is going to be stressful. You'll face frustrations, especially with seemingly endless practice questions, and the feeling of being stuck in a cycle of mistakes and forgetfulness. But the key is to protect your peace. Find outlets that build you up, not break you down. Whether it's through creative pursuits, hobbies, or personal interests, these activities will help you stay grounded. Keep your perspective and emerge from this experience not just a better test taker, but as a stronger, more well-rounded version of yourself. Ultimately, the journey of dedicated study is not just about surviving the stress, but thriving despite of it. Your success will reflect in more than just your test scores. It will show you a different outlook on life in general, your ability to cope with challenges, and the confidence you carry as you continue through medical school and beyond. Let's trim the fat. Sleep is non-negotiable. Think you can pull an all-nighter and still perform? Wrong. 7 to 8 hours of sleep is the secret weapon for memory retention and staying sharp. So rest is recovery. Fueling the machine right. Hydration isn't just for marathon runners. It's for you too. Balance your meals, avoid sugar crashes, and keep your energy steady. Brain food, not junk food. And hold on to energy drinks. Mind over matter. Start each day with a mantra like, I've got this. Sprinkle in some meditation to keep that mental game on point, because stress can't break you down if you don't let it. Work hard, break hard. You're not a robot. Use Pomodoro sessions. Grind hard, and then rest hard. Step away, breathe, then come back ready to roll. Don't forget to move the body. Physical activity isn't just for good health. It clears your head, whether you're hitting the gym or taking a walk. It's therapy in motion. And then keep your people close, but not too close. Stay connected to your friends and family. Just make sure they know when it's grind time, it's grind time. And when it's hang time, it's hang time. Boundaries matter. Your brain is a machine, and machines need maintenance. But you're not a robot. Sleep, eat, hydrate, move, and repeat. If you're running on fumes, you're setting yourself up to crash. And we don't need that. Treat self-care like part of that study plan. It's just as important as any question block or clue sheet or review sheet or Anki deck that you have. So treat it that way. Thanks for checking this out. This is USMLE Step 1000, created by me, Stephen Christian, a space where you can turn your Step 1 prep into something smarter, sustainable, and stress-free. If you found this helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. You can follow us on Spotify for more study tips and more audio podcast stuff, Instagram at USMLE Step 1000, and you can like the Facebook page to stay connected. Don't forget to download all the resources, all the Anki decks, the clinical clues, everything from the PDFs and everything that you saw in the videos you can find at www.step1000.com. And follow the blog for more updates as well at www.usmlestep1000.com, your one-stop shop for everything Step 1000. And if you like what I'm doing here and you want to follow or at least support, you can check me out on social media at Stuck on an Island. Thanks again, and I look forward to sharing more stuff about Step 1 prep and how to overcome these mental hurdles so that you can have the best possible experience possible. So again, I'm not going to hold you any longer, but remember, let's keep pushing forward one step at a time to 1000.